Sometimes the heaviest things we lift aren't the weights in the gym. Sometimes it's ourselves. Today, we're going to look at an incredible story of how that one simple act can actually spark a whole movement. And it all starts with a really personal story. This is Zoe Chandler. For her, strength training wasn't about breaking records. It was a lifeline. She felt completely lost, and this gave her purpose, a community. And that feeling, well, that's the bedrock of everything we're about to talk about. And Zoe's story isn't a one-off, not at all. Aaron Moore faced his own serious mental health battles, and just like Zoe, he found that weightlifting gave him the structure and the community he needed to just keep going. Right there, you see this powerful theme emerging, sport as a genuine tool for transformation. Okay, so you have these amazing, life-changing personal stories. But then what? This is where that raw, lived experience gets channeled into a real, structured mission. And the team behind this is just the perfect blend. You've got Zoe, who literally built a community hub out of car park workouts. Then there's Aaron, a coaching prodigy who knows firsthand what this sport can do. And rounding it out is Dave Hembrow, who brings the academic side and Olympic-level coaching experience. It's that mix, the street-level experience, the technical skill, and the big-picture thinking that makes this whole thing so special. But here's the thing. For every success story like theirs, there's a much bigger, tougher reality out there. Because it turns out that just having good intentions isn't always enough to keep the lights on for these amazing community clubs. And this is what that reality looks like. The people running these clubs are burning out. They feel totally alone, volunteers are getting harder and harder to find, and without the right resources, these clubs, they just can't reach their full potential. They are struggling under the sheer weight of the work. So it all boils down to this one absolutely crucial question that's at the heart of this whole project. How do we actually support these passionate people so their good intentions don't just fizzle out? Well, the answer they've come up with is a totally new model for community sport. It's called the Applied Learning Network, and it's designed from the ground up to be a real network of support. What this network does is it completely flips the script. The old way? Some big institution would deliver a program to a community. This new model is all about building with them. It's a huge shift from focusing only on elite athletes to supporting each other, peer-to-peer. It's about taking the power from institutions and putting it back where it belongs, in the community. So you're probably wondering, how do they actually make this happen? The secret sauce is something called action learning. And look, it's not about boring lectures. It's about a group of peers getting together to tackle real problems, together. They ask questions, they listen, they try stuff out, and they learn as they go. It's active, not passive. It's learning by doing. And here's what that looks like in the real world. Say you're a club struggling with funding. Well, the network jumps in with workshops and helps you write joint bids. Can't find enough good coaches? It helps create pathways to train new leaders. For every single common problem, the network has a practical, collaborative solution. All right, so we've got the why and the what. Now for the fun part, the how. Let's look at their actual 6-month game plan to bring all this theory to life. They're starting smart with a focused pilot of just 10 socially minded weightlifting clubs from all over the UK. And get this, the demand is already massive. They got nearly 20 applications in the first 2 weeks alone, which just goes to show you how badly this kind of support is needed. The whole pilot is broken down into 3 really logical steps. First, they prepare. They figure out what these clubs actually need. Second, they deliver. That means workshops, mentoring, coaching, the whole shebang. And third, they measure the impact. They see what worked and, crucially, create a resource to share that knowledge with everyone. And the support they're giving is incredibly well-rounded. It's not just one thing. It's this fantastic mix of in-person development days, online sessions to keep everyone connected, peer mentoring, and even one-on-one coaching for the club leaders themselves. It's holistic. Now, this is a really key part. The impact of this pilot won't stop with just those 10 clubs. The whole group is going to work together to co-create a manual, basically a playbook, filled with tools and stories of what worked that can be shared across the entire community sports world. So you see, this is so much bigger than just helping 10 clubs. This is about proving a model that can literally lift up entire communities. Let's zoom out and look at the huge long-term vision here. When these clubs get the support they need, the ripple effects are just enormous.
We're talking about creating actual pathways for young people into jobs and education. We're talking about real, measurable improvements in community health, mental, physical, all of it. And we're talking about tackling loneliness by connecting people who otherwise would never meet. But it goes even deeper than that. This network is designed to actively take on the big, thorny issues in sports. It fights classism by making sure money is never a barrier. It pushes back against ableism by designing programs with people, not just for them. It champions women in leadership, and it throws out that old, toxic, elite athlete narrative and replaces it with something much healthier and human. So, what's the ultimate goal? It's to build a UK-wide network of strong, sustainable clubs that are finally recognized for what they are: powerful engines for social change. Imagine this model rolled out to thousands of gyms, and then to other sports. The potential is just staggering. And all of that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This entire project is built on the idea of shared strength, and it asks a really simple but really profound question. What if the strongest communities aren't the ones with the flashiest gear or the biggest budgets, but the ones we decide to build together?